How's it going, everybody? It's Das here. So the markets had a great day today. We had the S&P up 0.4%, the Nasdaq up 0.7%, and the Dow and the Russell went up 0.1%. So we have to break down some stocks, some charts, my thoughts on the markets, plus more. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your water, hit the like button, subscribe, and check out my Patreon. If you guys want all my buys, sells, call outs, morning update videos, plus more, all of that's on Patreon. Link down below, and you guys can get 50 free bucks from M1 Finance, also linked down below, which, by the way, that's limited time, so make sure you take advantage of that. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. So like I mentioned in my video earlier today, but I'll mention it again very quickly in this video, we're actually seeing a lot of momentum to the upside. SPY today broke out of the highs from yesterday in the pre-market. If you guys take a look, yesterday we hit about 469 in the pre-market. Today we got a little bit above 470, and believe it or not, we're super close to all-time highs, guys. Today alone, we got about 30 cents away from that 470.65 all-time high that was hit earlier in this month of November. And what you're noticing here is we hit almost an all-time high today, and we saw a bit of a pullback into the close. And where did we close above? You guessed it. We closed above the pre-market high from yesterday. We held that level as support into the close, which is very, very good for the bulls. And let's say tomorrow, hypothetically, we end up gapping up. We see a nice pop in the morning. We take out the highs from today, which are roughly at 470.40. What's going to happen? Well, we're going to hit all-time highs yet again on SPY. And when it comes to QQQ, it's not as close to all-time highs as SPY is, but let's be honest, it's well on its way. Like SPY, QQQ broke out of the highs from yesterday. The highs from yesterday pre-market were about 396, a little bit above that. And today we hit almost 398. And if you guys take a look here on the chart, the all-time high from the 5th of November was almost $401 per share. So even though we're not as close as the S&P to all-time highs, guys, we're just a stone's throw away. If we see another green day, maybe 2-3 green days, this is probably going to be at an all-time high yet again. So across the board, we're looking really bullish. I think the VIX went down. The VIX went down today. The volatility index, let's pop that up. This is trading near a low point. If you guys take a look on the 4-hour chart, the low point is around 14 for the VIX. Now we're at about 1630. So if this starts falling down towards 15, 14 again, like I said, we're probably going to go to all-time highs. So what do you think? Let me know down below in the comments. Make sure to smash the like button if you haven't done so already. It really helps me out in the YouTube algorithm, and I do appreciate each and every one of you guys out there watching. It really does help me out, and I just really appreciate all of you guys taking your time out of your day. Time is a precious asset we have, and I do appreciate all of you for being here with me, and I hope I do provide you with value. So let's talk about some stocks. We had a couple report earnings today, which we're going to get out of the way in the beginning of this video. Then we'll talk about some other ones, obviously, towards the end of the video. So make sure you guys stick on throughout. Stock number one is Walmart, ticker symbol WMT. This reported earnings this morning, and they did pretty well from what I remember. Let me pop it up here. Bear with me, guys. Let's take a look. I know they did pretty well. I'm just trying to find the exact numbers here. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, here it is. They did $1.45 EPS versus $1.40 estimated. They did $140.5 billion in sales versus $135.6 billion. So double beat for Walmart. And what I was impressed with was their same-store sales growth, which, if I find it here, first and foremost, we're seeing Sam's Club same-store sales up 14%, and they also raised their full-year adjusted EPS guidance from $6.20 to $6.35 to about $6.40 versus the $6.33 estimate. So right off the top of the board here, guys, we're seeing they beat EPS, beat revenue, Same-store sales for Sam's Club is strong. Guidance for the next year for EPS is great. And we're seeing U.S. Walmart's Q3 comparable sales grew about 9%. And that's a 15.6% two-year growth. And the comparable transactions were up 5.7%. So these are pretty good numbers all across the board. Let's see what these analysts are doing. R5 Capital trims price target, but they still remain a buy rating. Stifel lowers, which is, I guess, or Stifel, yeah, they lowered their price target, but they keep a hold rating. And Evercore is keeping an inline rating with a pretty much inline price target with what they saw before, around 140 to 145. And what I'm seeing here in terms of the chart, we've covered this before. Walmart's chart on the 3-year is pretty bullish. I mean, we're in an ascending triangle. We've been uptrending for years. We're seeing resistance. We have been over the past roughly 1 year at about 150, 155. And the way that an ascending triangle plays out is we end up breaking out, whether that's this week, next week, a month from now. I have no idea when it's going to happen, but I think ultimately Walmart will see a leg up, and it could be, heading into the new year, into the holiday season. I think that could be in the cards. As of now, though, we sold off a bit, 2%, 2.5% today. We sold off from 150 to about 143. We're struggling to hold the 180 SMA on this 4-hour chart, so I would want to see some sort of break back above the mid-140s. At that point, maybe we start gunning for 152, 155 again, and the real test is going to be 155. Again, if the ascending triangle plays out on the 3-year chart, we get a leg up out of 155, 160, 170. That is next, no doubt in my mind. Stock number 2 is Home Depot, which completely went crazy today, at least for Home Depot's what's the word here? GameStop goes up 30%, and that's crazy. For Home Depot, 5% is crazy, right? So it's really relative. So for Home Depot standards, that's what I was looking for. This is a pretty crazy day, and they did well in terms of earnings. Let me pop it up here. They reported this morning. Same with Walmart. Home Depot did sales of $36.8 billion versus $34.49 billion estimated, which beat. EPS also beat $3.92 billion, or dollars rather, not billion, $3.92 per share EPS versus the $3.4 estimate. So double beat for Home Depot, and their same-store sales all across the world were up 6.1% versus the 2.4% estimated, and U.S. same-store sales up 5.5% versus the 2.3% estimated. So same-store sales is very important for companies like Home Depot, Target, Walmart, restaurant companies as well. Very, very important. And the fact that we're seeing growth there for Home Depot, for Walmart, these are very, very good signs here. And we have a lot of price targets, buy ratings, outperform ratings, overweight ratings for Home Depot from Jefferies, Wolfe Research, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan. So that's probably aiding in the run-up today as well. So at this point, would I go long Home Depot? No, guys, I'm not touching it here. For me personally, it's overbought. Even though we have all these great earnings, numbers, analysts, guidance, I'm not going long quite yet. I would much rather be patient, wait, right? It's never bad to be patient and sit on some cash, right? I'd rather wait and see if it retraces anywhere towards the 180 moving average on the 4-hour chart, which you guys can see. That has been support for months, and that would put the stock anywhere from 350, 360. That is a price where I would heavily consider a swing trade at. So keep your eyes on Home Depot. Tattooed Chef. Let's talk about Tattooed Chef, which I didn't really dive into their earnings too deep quite yet. I will do it probably later tonight, throughout the day tomorrow as well, during the trading day. But they just reported, and the stock overall today went down about 3% at close. And then once they reported earnings, they dumped to the low 15s. The stock then ran up to almost 17. It was actually over 17 in the middle of the day today, if you guys remember. And now it's kind of consolidating, cooling off at around $16.20. So let's see what they did. Let me pop the live news tab up and see exactly what's going on here. Let me make sure you guys can see me. Yep, you guys can see me. So they did EPS of negative 10 cents for Q3 versus the negative 5-cent estimate. So they missed EPS, and sales seems like they also missed. Sales came in at $58.8 million versus $63.95 million estimated. So double miss for Tattooed Chef, and we see full year 21 sales. The guidance they gave is actually lower than the estimate. They're looking at $210 to $215 million for the year, for this calendar year, versus the roughly $239 million estimated. So they double missed, and they cut their guidance, or at least guidance is just simply lower than the estimate. And we're seeing capital expenditures of around $15 to $20 million for full year 21. And it's interesting. It seems like, guys, believe it or not, the stock priced in, or at least it was kind of expecting. I don't want to say it was expecting a double miss or expecting guidance to be lower than expected, but since it's gone down so much recently, a lot of the negative was probably priced in. Now, does that mean it's not going to dump at open tomorrow? No. I mean, we could easily open up tomorrow, then the stock dumps to the 15s, 14s. That's possible, but as of now, after market, it's not reacting as you would think it would, right? Considering they double missed and they cut guidance for revenue for full year 21. So what that's telling me is, again, a lot of this negative price action, or this negative info, was probably priced in already, at least the way I'm seeing it now. I could be wrong. We'll see tomorrow, but as of now, it's not doing much of anything, and the earnings, not that great, guys, not that great. But just because we saw one bad quarter, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world for Tattooed Chef, guys. A lot of companies have hiccup quarters. It happens, and now we just have to see how they bounce back in the next couple of quarters. And full disclosure, I'm long Tattooed Chef. I don't own a crazy position like some of these other YouTubers where they own 30% of their portfolios in Tattooed Chef, 50%. It's nothing like that, because for me, and when I'm looking at Tattooed Chef, in my opinion, it's still a pretty speculative investment. Who the heck knows where it's going to be in 5 years? It could easily go bankrupt. You know, we've seen frozen food fads all the time. You know, how many times have you seen new frozen foods in the grocery store? I mean, I'm not saying it's going to go bankrupt. Again, I have money in it, but I'm also realistic, right? It could it might not turn out to be a great investment. Who the heck knows? And that's just the nature of the stock market, right? So keep your eyes on Tattooed Chef. eBay is another one I'm looking at. This one's riding the uptrend quite nicely on the 4-hour chart. We're clearly continuing the uptrend. We're above the moving averages, and I currently have an alert set at $77 per share, which is that resistance from pretty much all of this month, stemming back to the end of October. You know, we've been struggling at $77 for about 2-3 weeks. So in my opinion, again, I have an alert set at 77. If we break that point, we're probably going to see another leg up on eBay towards the top of this channel, whether it's 80, 81, 82. That is where I believe eBay is ultimately going to be going. So that's ticker symbol EBAY. The next one I'm looking at here is Voyager. Voyager is finally starting to see a bit of red, you know, which is nice considering I traded it. All you guys in my Patreon know this. I bought it at $14.70, sold it at $17, and I've been waiting for a re-entry ever since. And this is why patience is so important in the markets, guys, because, you know, it takes time sometimes for things to play out. Other times it happens very quickly, but other times, for the most part, it takes longer than you think. So I'm being very patient with Voyager. We're slowly coming down. It went down 8% today. And like we actually called out, if you guys remember, this has been getting rejected towards the top of this downwards channel that we've been trading within for months at this point. And we did call that out as it was pretty overbought at about $20, $21 per share, where it just was literally a week ago. So at this point, I would like to buy more Voyager at about 13, 14, maybe 15. I would nibble a little bit. If this were to drop tomorrow, the next day, another $1, $2, like it did today, it dropped 8%, down about $1.50. If that were to happen again, I'm probably going to start nibbling back a little bit towards these moving averages on the 4-hour chart. So I'm watching Voyager. I was about to say Voyager. Voyager, guys, ticker symbol VYGF or VF or VYGVF. It's one of the most complicated ticker symbols you're going to find out there. The next one, Square, SQ, not a complicated ticker symbol. This one up 2.3% today, up about $5.45. Well, exactly $5.45. And what we're noticing here is buyers are stepping in towards the bottom of this channel, right? Or it's not a channel, it's more like a wedge, right? You're noticing we're holding a higher low at about 226 as buyers stepped in there. That's above the 224 low from the beginning of October, which is above the low of 190 from back in the middle of May. So it's clear that we're trading in a wedge, and you guys can see it even better on the yearly chart. Take a look at that. So I think this has a shot to start making its way back up towards, dare I say, 270. That's on the higher end in my opinion. Probably 250, 260, 265, 245, that general area. And again, on this yearly chart, you guys can see what I'm talking about as we're overall in a wedge that's stemming back from February of 2021, about almost a year ago at this point, 9 months, 10 months ago. So keep your eyes on Square, set your alerts. I'm going to put my alert at $240 per share. I'm going to be watching it from there, guys. And the next one I'm looking at here is First Majestic Silver, ticker symbol AG, which, full disclosure, I'm long First Majestic Silver. I'm down a little bit on it, a decent chunk actually. But like Tattooed Chef, this is a smaller, more speculative position for me that I'm looking at here on the dip. As you all can see, we're clearly breaking out. We're above the moving averages. We're seeing a golden cross, all that good stuff. And we got a bit overbought recently. We got to about almost $15. Got pretty overbought, and now we're trading in the mid-13s. We're down about 8% from that recent high, and we're simply retracing towards the moving averages. As of now, we held above the 50 SMA on this 4-hour chart. I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe saw a little bit more selling towards the 180 SMA at about 1250, $13 flat. At that point, I think buyers will start stepping in to bid this thing higher, because ultimately I see AG, First Majestic Silver. I think there's upside to the 20s. I mean, honestly, guys, I see upside to the 20s. Now, will that happen in a week, a month? Probably not. This is a longer term hold for me personally, and for that to pan out, to get from 13 to 20, maybe even higher, you got to have some patience, which again, I've been preaching this whole video. Patience is key in the markets, guys, even when you're short-term trading. A lot of people say, oh, you have to be crazy, get in and out of trades quickly, have no patience. I mean, that's not true. Even when you're short-term trading, you have to have a plan, price targets, read the trends, and be patient, right? So that's pretty much it. We're about 19 minutes in. Perfect. I'm going to wrap it up here. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you get notified every time I make a video, and drop me a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. And if you guys want to work with me more on a one-on-one basis, you get to message me every day if you want to. You get all my buy, sells, call outs, morning update videos, a bunch of exclusive perks. That's on Patreon, link down below, or you guys can go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon. Make sure to also get your $50 from M1 Finance. Simply use my link, deposit $100. We each get $50 to invest with, and you guys can get 2 stocks from Webull up to $1,600. Also linked down below. Same with M1 Finance. All you have to do is deposit $100 into Webull. We get some free stocks, guys. So I'll catch you all in the next video, which I made one earlier. Check it out. 3 oversold stocks to buy now, which we didn't cover in this video, so make sure you check that video out. I'll pop it up here. I'll see you guys there. Thanks for watching. Again, as always, keep crushing the markets. Stay safe out there. Peace out.